It's the Rundown. It's brought to you by Truly. Frankie Borelli's going to tell you about it.
Truly Hard Seltzer only contains 1 gram of sugar. It's the greatest drink on the golf course, off the golf course. We drink them all at the Barstool Classic, so the presenting sponsor of the Barstool Classic. We could not like Truly's anymore. From the classics like Wild Berry and Black Cherry to the new twist like Passion Fruit and Citrus Squeeze. There's over 27 flavors, so there's something for everybody. They have these new margarita flavors as well, which I just absolutely love. It's just completely different. 8% alcohol. They have the bigger ones, the Truly Extra Hard Seltzers. So find Truly Hard Seltzer near you at www.trulyhardseltzer.com. It's weird because it says near you, but it's a website.
My man dropped the www. Why don't you also throw in the http://
I got thrown off by them saying near you at a website.
Go
so
to
once
worldwideweb.trulyhardseltzer.com.
When's the last time you've typed in? When's the last time you've typed in www?
Oh, it's got to be 15 years.
A desktop.
Yeah,
that
is
nostalgic
crazy
to me. It feels nostalgic.
You know, I went to college with a desktop. Showed up at my dorm with a desktop, and I got laughed out of the fucking room. They were like, "What is this, 1985?"
That makes me think though. In like 2004, when we were doing the www dot, when everyone was just doing it.
Yeah.
Did we have to?
No, you never did.
The whole time we never had to.
You ever did? Actually, I don't know.
I assume
maybe
2009 they said, "Oh, what? We don't have to do this anymore."
Oh, 09's the cutoff.
I'm assuming one of those years. I mean, growing up.
Yankees win the World Series and we just get away with
I'm
the
saying,
www.
growing up though, we always did www dot. Why did we just magically stop it at some point?
Are you watching Pam and Tommy?
No.
You should. It's right up your alley.
Why? Because it's
got porn and sex and stuff.
Yeah,
What do you think? What
specific
introduction to like
internet
leaked
porn, Glenny. You're the internet porn guy.
Introduction to leaked homemade porn.
Yeah, it's wild the way
I have been looking for a new show,
and I'm sure they're like, it's a good show otherwise.
It's Seth Rogen, right?
Yeah,
Rogen's in it.
He's the
show's right up your alley. You're a huge Seth Rogen guy.
It's funny. I'm sure they're laying it on thick to talk about like to try to set the scene for what year it is. But everyone's like, what is this internet thing? And like people just couldn't wrap their minds around like the fact that your video of you fucking is gonna go over the whole fucking world. Wild, man.
What is like that right now that you think? I mean, you might not know the answer, or else you'd be like a billionaire. But like, what is?
the thing.
What are we currently doing right now that we kind of see a little bit of?
The metaverse, I would say, yeah.
Well, they said 5G was going to be the thing that really changes the world once it really gets cooking.
That doesn't confuse us. Like the internet literally was like, what's this internet-y thing?
Yeah, I hear you. VR, like the
I think it's the metaverse.
The metaverse.
We're all like meta something.
Yeah. This is not as confusing, but I just can't comprehend how self-driving cars are not going to be like a catastrophe. But I feel like that's next, but that's a much more physical, tangible thing. The metaverse is the thing that, and NFTs and shit, where we're like, what do you mean? You know that famous clip of like Katie Couric and Brian Gumbel talking about the internet?
Yes.
Where they're like, what's the at with a circle? With a circle around it?
Dude, that's
us
the
talking
metaverse.
about the metaverse. Where it's
self-driving cars, though. Imagine, I'm thinking about that right now. That just popped in my head. That would be sick.
Dude, it's gonna be so nice when you're hungover, when you're tired, when it's bright out.
I'm envisioning. It's happening right now. I was in traffic on my way from the office to home, sitting on Long Island Expressway. Look to my left, and a guy's just on his phone in a Tesla like this.
See, that would freak me out. I'd be like, dude!
And his car's just slowly moving. Yeah. Probably beeping a million times inside.
I can't trust it until, like, it's gonna take me a long time to trust it.
I feel like we need to do a hard stop on regular cars first. If that makes sense. Like what I'm envisioning.
Because you can't have them mixed.
What I'm envisioning would be a whole world of self-driving cars, and let's say I'm driving back to Long Island tonight. I'm going to Malvern. I schedule my ride from 7th Avenue to Malvern, and there's like a few minute interval, and then you hop into your ride, and then you go, and it's all calculated.
It's not going to be that scary though.
No traffic.
You can mix human drivers and automated drivers, because right now, even our cars that we are handling, the robotic features of them are still helping us. Like when you try and get into the right lane, sometimes there's a car to your right, it's like beeping and it pushes you back. Like, dude, it knows your surroundings more than you do.
Brake or the short stop brakes or whatever.
It knows your surroundings more than you do. So why do you have to be the one pressing the gas? Like it's already saving you.
I think your car should be linked up to traffic lights.
That's what I meant.
And then but not even for what you're talking about. More like if you're driving and they know there's no cars or people in any direction, the light's green.
Right.
I feel ridiculous when I'm sitting at a red light and like at midnight and there's nobody for miles and I'm just like waiting for a thing to change color for me to allow it to move again.
You know, nightmare my family's dealing with right now is the at our corner. Like you go out of our family house, you make a right, you make a left. Now we're on our way to Borelli's. My dad's been driving the same road for like 60 years, and they put a camera flashing light on this, right on red. So like for years, I mean, you're talking 7 o'clock in the morning, he's going to open up the restaurant. You just kind of like slow down, you make the right, there's no one on the road.
Not anymore.
Now it's just like, boop, boop, he's taking fucking flashes.
Dude,
he had like 4 fucking tickets from the first week. He's like, what is happening right now to me? He just can't.
The flash, the cameras. Bullshit.
It's scumbag.
I think it's Chris Rock was the famous thing. Like, you send me a picture of my car, I'll send you a picture of a $100 bill. Like, that's bullshit. You got to catch me for real.
Dude, I get it on Queens Boulevard all the time. When I drive on Queens
I
Boulevard.
am Queens Boulevard.
You go fucking like 30.
And you get
Do you drive on Queens Boulevard just to be like a part of the show?
No, my mom works on Queens Boulevard, so I'm always driven on Queens Boulevard.
I could see you just going there.
It is pretty sick when you at a red light, you pull out your Snapchat, and they got the thing. It says Queens Boulevard. You're like,
you love it.
He's a huge like, let's go do the thing from the movie guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to LA in 2
Go to that
weeks, bro. I'm gonna
restaurant,
drive all over.
Yeah.
I love driving around LA solely to see Entourage shit. Last time I was there, we got a fucking topless Camaro. I was driving down Sunset Boulevard playing the Entourage theme song. It's fucking sick.
I'm sure the people who saw you were like, yo, I saw this douche today driving around a Camaro playing
The Entourage theme. It was awesome. Pulled up to the red light. Oh, it was great.
Let's start off the rundown with Pete Davidson. We start off like every rundown for the last like 18 months, it feels like. Go ahead, just walk through it, Joe. It's fine. I don't want you to break your leg. Pete Davidson's going to fucking space, bro.
Is he going to space or is he doing like the?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's bullshit. That's still crazy.
It's still crazy.
Because you know what you still got to do? You still got to blast off.
Yeah, no, you could die.
So when you're sitting you're strapped in, and they're like, we're go, and all of a sudden there's like, I don't know, what do they say, like 80,000 pounds of TNT explodes, and you go, whatever it is. That is no fucking joke. And maybe you're not moonwalking, but you got to do the blast off and the landing. That's
Isn't there a party that's like a tease though, where it's like?
Yes, but I'm just saying.
I'm saying if you were the one to go to space, because like you finally did it, you survived this blast off. That's insane. You're going 66 miles above Earth. It says on a 10-minute freaking propelling into space, but you don't get there. Like there's always going to be that moment where everyone's like, "But you didn't."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Well, I just did all this. Why couldn't I just go? What is it, like 5 more miles?"
Well, I think a cool like benchmark would be if you got to do like weightlessness in the shuttle. Like I think that.
I think they end up doing.
Do they do that? I think if you float.
Yeah,
no way they
You're in
float.
space.
Bezos was floating around.
In 10 minutes they float?
Bro, he was. Yeah, the video.
I also want to know what you see. Are they going to see space?
Yeah.
Like the stars and shit?
Well, I mean, stars are really, really far away. It's not.
I'm saying, are they going to be able to turn around and like see Earth, kind of?
Yeah.
Are they getting the full space experience?
I think so.
Yeah.
I would be there for the visual.
When you can prove with your own eyes that the world is round in outer space like that, I think you're in space. I think it's just very, people poo-pooing it. It's like, I don't know.
I think it's amazing.
It'd be like, I faced like major league hitting and pitching and I got a hit. It's like, well, you didn't like play in a real team or whatever. It's like, I still did this fucking.
Well, no, you know what it kind of is. It's
nobody
like
does.
You played in the MLB, but you like got a hit off an R.A. Dickey fastball. It was like.
But that's what I mean.
I get it. Like it's still amazing, but like, all right, it was like 72 miles an hour. It wasn't like.
Okay.
It wasn't the full
experience.
experience.
And that's where I understand that you're not saying, it's not full experience.
What do you guys say about
but the people who do it.
It is cool.
Yeah.
You're going to fucking space.
There's my
William
point.
Shatner, Michael Strahan, and Pete Davidson.
You're just putting the tip in. You're not actually fully thrusting.
I don't need to be an astronaut. I don't need to
that's
go to Mars.
also what we're doing here is we're turning it into like, you have to like mine the moon. Like,
no, you don't.
Just think about it like this. As far as exclusive things, there's like 5 civilians that have ever gone. So it's like, okay, you think that's like nothing? Well, only 5 or whatever people who have ever lived have done what I just did. So fuck you.
I think it's cool because this is the future. We talked to an astronaut on Foreplay, and he's actually doing these manned missions up to the ISS, where they're actually training regular civilians to go up there. They have like the regular billionaires, it's like a oxymoron, but they're not astronauts and they have to train for 6 months, go up there. They actually have to do tasks like fix the ISS. Like they're given a packet. He said that that's going to be the future of like us now commercializing space.
And eventually you'll be playing fucking golf on the moon.
But imagine a commercialized space where you go up to like the Hilton of space, like whatever there's gonna be hotels up there. It's gonna be.
I feel like the moon's gonna be like Secaucus. It's gonna be like a little station that you take your next shuttle to the next space.
100%.
Right now, if we happen to know Bezos, I'm not saying for the publicity thing, is obviously if any of us.
I just don't get when people call him Bezos.
Any of us.
It's just not his
Where
name.
do you see Bezos out of that?
Some people say Bezos. It's crazy. It's
Bezos.
just Bezos.
Who gives a fuck?
But you know, it's like
He
what if I
does.
just start calling you like Glenny Balls? It's not your fucking name, dude.
Yeah, there's weird
I'm gonna call you
names.
Glenny from now on.
Call me Glenny, whatever.
Glenny Balls.
But so Bezos,
There's weird
sorry,
names,
Bezos. Obviously, we'd have to go for publicity if any of us were asked.
Sure.
But let's say we weren't asked. When we were asked, no publicity whatsoever. You could go. Would you want to go? I would have no fucking interest.
I would have interest, but I'm like, I don't even like to fly on planes. I feel like it would be wildly uncomfortable to be like.
I can get over the fact that I'm gonna puke a
I
million
think you
times.
get sick and shit, right?
Yeah, I'd get sick. It
I
also
just
is
wonder,
like.
do we know why Pete got the nod? Because
I think I read that
billionaires.
they just went to dinner and they talked about it and he said sure.
Bezos and him.
Yeah, I mean Strahan and William Shatner have done it too.
Right. But it's Bezos' ship, right?
It's
not-
Bezos.
yeah.
It's Bezos' shit.
It looks like a
dude,
huge
Pete
cock.
has just parlayed this life of like comedy and just being like this guy. Like
cool
I don't
dude.
really, life kind of sucks, but I just do my thing. And he's got an amazing girlfriend. He's super famous. Does all this crazy shit. It's wild.
And the more he does shit that makes him look like he doesn't care, more people love him.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy. Like the more shit he's like, I don't fucking give a fuck. Everyone's like,
It's
we
like
love you
Nate
more.
Diaz. Every time he loses, he gets more popular.
Exactly.
That's Pete Davidson in real life. If you could go to space, and then they were like, let's check in with Frankie Borelli from space, like and you get some airtime on like news or whatever, what would you say? What would be like you? Let's say you just got like 10 seconds.
I don't know.
My mom.
I think it'd probably
That
try.
would be good for you, Glenn.
Probably,
My mom will work for you.
I'd probably
Hi, Mom, cut up the watermelon. I'm almost home.
Buy balls.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta just plug, right?
Plug away.
You got the whole world there, and just be like,
Shopballsbeachwear.com.
I'd be like, so your dad's 1 inch inside you, and you're 1 inch inside your mom. Which way do you move? Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Just follow me on Instagram, Glenny Balls.
My biggest fear about the whole thing would be sitting there in the rocket about to take off, being like, in the next 5 minutes, there's a chance that I die.
Yeah.
100%.
That would be
Dude,
like,
and
I'd
not
be
to mention,
constantly
it
thinking about
happened
that. Like,
before.
all right, when that number gets down to 0,
I don't know her name, but the challenger.
Christy.
It is Christy, I think. You're right. Good for you for even knowing the first name.
Christy, not Christy Broderick.
Chris, I mean, I would
trust you, Frank.
I would trust Frank for sure. Could you imagine that? McCall.
Christy McAuliffe. Yes, she said.
call it.
Have you ever watched the? There's like a conspiracy theory about that.
Really?
Well, it's not like they basically like the shuttle was not ready and they knew that, and I think and the president was like, we got to move the shit up, and like the conditions weren't right, and they were like, we're fucking doing it anyway. Can you imagine? Not to get dark here, but like everyone's at like Cape Canaveral or whatever for the launch, and the news is watching, and they're like, they're doing it, like they're sending this girl, and then just
Boom.
I mean, it's-
like what a catastrophe.
What other thing in history, I'm sure there are other ones, when you think about it off the top of your head, where the whole world is watching.
And then pow,
it's just
like disaster.
Yeah.
And you got to be on the air. Being
Has that
like,
ever
well,
happened-
That
has it
doesn't
ever
look
happened
like
again?
it's supposed to.
On the live stream, it showed it, right? Like they didn't
think
cut
so,
away.
because it
Yeah.
was
I think like every classroom in the country was watching it.
Yeah, I mean it's
Like
nuts.
JFK, but who was
Frank's
watching
got something
that?
to say.
He was driving through
Here
Dallas.
comes Frank. What was it like with the Challenger, Frank?
All right, well, I was actually in the 5th grade at the time.
Okay.
So,
Were you watching?
yeah. Every class had it on.
Well, This is perfect. The fifth
So
grader, yeah.
what was it like? Did the teacher explain what happened, or she was just like, never mind?
It was almost like everyone just like didn't know what to say. It was like
Yeah.
the draw hitting the floor, and it's like
Yeah. Did she just turn it off and went back to class, or was she
Yeah.
like so kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm a teacher for like in front of like 11-year-olds, I'm not explaining death. I'd be like, go home to your parents. They'll tell you all about
Dude,
it.
I had an elementary school teacher slide. One of my second grade elementary school teacher slid in like my DMs the other day.
As soon as you were saying slide, I was
Like
like, is he gonna say
seductively?
DMs?
Yeah, she was just like, well, you're like Frankie, like it's amazing to see how big you've gotten. I was like, holy fuck.
Whoa!
It's like holy
see a
fuck.
Show me a
She's
picture.
like an
Frankie,
older woman.
that is crazy sexual.
Crazy sexual.
That is. There's a million different ways you could have just said like, hi Frankie, like, I remember you from class,
how
like
you
you're
doing
doing so
well?"
good. Look how big you've gotten. She might as well just say, let me see that cock.
Whoa!
That's crazy.
And she signed it like Miss.
Oh yes, she
Oh, yeah.
You're
did.
gonna have to show me a picture. I'm
You
gonna
have to show me a picture right now.
Yeah,
Let me
can we
see
see?
the
Yeah,
DM.
pull up.
Let me
What?
see the picture.
I can't.
I'm not gonna show it. I won't show it.
I'm not gonna
on-
show
on
it.
the
Yeah,
air,
but
but I
you
want to see
said
what we're
it.
talking
I just
about.
want to see it.
I gotta
I
look
had
at
a-
my messages and see if I can find
I was
it.
in 5th grade.
You could find like you don't know her name.
When I was in 5th grade, the school I was at in the Bronx had the hottest teachers in the world, dude. There was like, probably like 7 or 8 guys and girls who were all like 25, that they were all just like fucking each other and hanging out.
I
It
feel
was
like
crazy.
teachers and bars They'd all just fuck each other. Everyone.
Yeah, why would you not?
Fuck each other constantly.
How could you not? It's like you're around
Every
each other all the
every
time.
person I know
You
that
have
works at the
summers
bar,
off.
they all just
They
fuck
don't
each
work.
other. It's crazy. Crazy to think about.
What do we got here, Frank?
He's giggling. Oh my God! Yeah.
Dude,
Sure.
look how big you've gotten. Sure, Frankie's so big.
Hell yeah, bro.
Tommy's like, let me see that.
It's so funny. It's like crazy.
Speaking of the rich people of the world, these Russian oligarchs right now who are like
Here, give me.
fleeing,
There's some photos.
I guess, Russia. They're sailing across the Mediterranean, trying to like
Oh, no.
hide in their billion-dollar super yachts. The one dude has to sell his soccer club. Like, I don't know, man. It's got to be wild to be super rich. I'm sure you could just live on that super yacht forever and have people like shuttle out with food and whatever you need. But it's got to be weird to be like have the most money in the world and all of a sudden you're like can't go anywhere, can't do anything. You're kind of frozen out of other countries.
You can't
and shit.
do whatever you want though. You still have the most money in the world.
I mean, I'm sure you can still get a lot of shit done, but if there are countries that are like we're not allowing you in, they're probably like sticking to that, right? Right now?
I'm just gonna say.
I think it's.
You go first.
I think it's sobering for these guys where they're like, at some point, there's a limit to like what
I think
they can
there
do.
is.
There is.
Because like right now, if you were in like some U.S. Virgin Islands, like they're not going to allow some fucking Russian guy to hang out. That looks so bad for them.
Bro, at some point, like if they get into the wrong waters, they could just like be under attack. Like you know what I mean? At some
Imagine
point,
that if you
Oh.
blew them up.
I mean,
Why
you're
not just send a
entering a
torpedo
zone
at
right
them?
now where you're like moving away from Russia into waters, going into other parts.
No,
of,
but you attack a Russian oligarch right now, that's World War III type shit.
yeah.
You just sink a super yacht, that's like
You know what's crazy?
blasting
Like
off.
Archduke Franz Ferdinand started one. Like it could be that.
One of these guys?
Like by accident, some Russian oligarch fucking mega yacht got blown up
Yep.
on the coast of whatever, and it's just like, here we go, it's over.
It's happening.
It's already right there anyway.
Happening.
Dude, look at these yachts.
Super
dude.
yachts are
I mean, I gotta
wild,
say,
man.
I'm no big deal. But I've been on a super yacht before.
Have you?
I think I have, on Jimmy John's yacht, and you could fucking live on.
Bro, he was explaining exactly
fucking live
what
on
this
this
yacht was.
Yeah.
It's a mega yacht.
Like we're talking hundreds
Look
of
up. Oh, I'm actually wearing the hat right now. This is the hat. Look up Rocket.
All right,
Rocket yacht.
if the boat has a hat,
If the boat has a hat, you know it's a super yacht.
it's not even
This is
a
fucking insanely comfortable hat.
rocket yacht.
This is the yacht we did the Jimmy John Sunday conversation.
Bro,
And this is the Jimmy John's of the sandwiches.
Jimmy John.
It's his yacht.
And that's where his money's from?
Bro, that's a
He's a
yacht.
billionaire. Yeah.
But wait, that's
It's got a pool on it.
190 feet, 198 feet, which I am
think
not
it's gotta be
poo-pooing.
more than that.
But I think that super yachts are like thousands of feet.
I could be way wrong. So you're saying super yacht's like Titanic-esque?
Yo, there's a boat right now that is like something like
This
double
wasn't
the size
Titanic,
of the
but
Titanic.
this was
Like,
like
so
four,
Tiger has a yacht. It's called
This was,
Privacy.
like,
and
4
it's fucking
floors.
massive. Is that not a super yacht?
Hang on a second.
Privacy. Tiger Woods has one. And he like,
Oh yeah, my buddy is obsessed with these, and he like tracks them around the world. Privacy is a dope name for a boat like that.
You know what's one thing I noticed when I was on it though? Like the coolest.
like, is that a super yacht, dude? That thing's fucking massive.
You also need like something to compare it to. You know
It
what I mean?
says there are no official or agreed upon definitions for such yachts. So maybe just like you see it and you know.
You know what was a very
That drives
cool,
these billionaires insane.
It was a very cool thing I noticed too when I was there. The crew.
Yeah, they live
The
on
life
it.
of a crew just living on there is awesome. You take like 2 months on, 2 months off, and you just drive around the world. One of the dudes I was talking to was a captain from Australia. He said he's been around the world 6 times.
Dude, we had when we were doing that when Clubhouse was first popping, and we did that kind of like dating thing on KC Radio. There was a girl who was on like a crew, and she like lived that life. She's like, I've sailed around the world like 7 times. They all just like bang each other.
Yeah.
She's like known. She's like signing NDA. She can't talk about who she's on there with, but you just get to go to like. Kind of sucks because you're working and shit, but also.
But most of the time, you're just in these absurd places with. It's crazy.
I can't find it, but I just saw like something on Twitter the other day. I think it was 4 times the size of the Titanic.
4 times
It
the
was something.
Titanic?
Yeah, here it is. A holy ship, cruise ship, 5 times the size of the Titanic set sail.
Oh, that's
so it's
like
one of these like Royal Caribbeans where it's
Okay.
just like a
Couldn't pay
fucking
me.
city.
You couldn't give me a check for 15 grand right now to go on a cruise.
Yes,
You ever been
could.
on a cruise?
Yes, you could, bro.
I hate the idea of cruises.
I
never
know,
been
me
on
too,
one.
but
No.
like,
I've never been on one either, and I kind of want to go on a cruise.
Of course you do, but I just.
well, this is the one for you then, babe. I know this is like a thing we've done before, especially with Frankie, talking about these things that blow your mind. And I've said it before.
buoyancy, I don't
How
even-
do planes fly? How do ships float? This is 236,000 tons, not pounds. Tons.
But a penny goes to the fucking Marina Trench or whatever. Mariana's
This shit
Trench.
floats. 19 swimming pools, 20 restaurants, 11 bars, an ice rink, a casino. It has its own central park, and it floats. It's called the Wonder of the Seas.
The people walking on the cruise does nothing to the buoyancy. Like if everyone walked to one side, would that tip it?
I think it
weighs too much to you.
Yeah, I think that's peanuts.
Because have you ever
This
seen
is
the way they load it?
362 meters long. It's 1,188 feet.
You ever see the way they load a cargo ship where it has to be perfect, like opposite sides, and it has to be fast?
all balanced and
That's
everything.
why I wonder how that doesn't
But I
affect
think that's
the cruise ship.
significantly heavier than people. This carries 7,000 people, 2,300 crew, holds enough beer to fill all of the swimming pools on board twice over. That actually doesn't.
That doesn't sound
that
doesn't sound big.
That's not a lot of beer. Get more beer.
Bro, what?
18 decks,
Hold on.
16.
It holds
capacity.
enough beer to fill up 7 swimming pools?
No. Just all of the swimming pools.
I feel like that's
So how
for
many did I
7,000
say?
people. I feel like that's not that much.
Bro, you know how much beer?
19 swimming pools.
You know how much beer you need to fill up 19 swimming pools? Bro, one bottle of
Twice
beer.
over too.
One bottle of beer just
I
a
don't know, that
splash
just
at the
feels
bottom
like-
of a swimming pool.
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
true.
fucking
What a cold one.
insane.
Yeah, that is true. That's a lot. That's
Bro,
a lot.
it's gallons.
Think about pouring one beer into the bottom of a pool.
It's just
like
there's just
literally
a little.
nothing.
I guess it's a lot of cold ones.
Bro,
A lot of brewskis.
that's the craziest stat of the whole cruise
That
ship.
might be. You're right. You're
But
right.
Kevin's right in saying he doesn't
19.
sound, it doesn't sound that extensive.
Yeah. and-
19 pools. Look at all that water. That's all beer. Oh. What
Yeah,
are you
that's-
insane?
that's a lot.
It's just one.
That is a lot.
a pool of
How about
beer.
this though? It only goes 25 miles an hour.
Well, that's like the blimps.
But that's
too. Blimps only go
huge for-
50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
They go from.
But I mean,
fucking
this thing
side-
at 25 miles an hour would be
crazy.
like crazy.
Do you guys want to? That's one thing I've always wondered. How do blimps take off? How do they take off and land?
I do what?
Blimps like
I mean, they
take
have, like,
off
a
and
I think
little
they
land.
just kind of float
They
up.
just float up. I'm saying I've never
You know they
seen a
used to
blimp
land
take off.
blimps on the Empire State Building?
Yeah.
Like on that little, like the little cutout?
Yeah.
You know how it goes like that?
You know, there's not only one Goodyear blimp.
There's more than one?
Yeah.
I kind of assumed that.
I thought there was only one.
Did you think there was only one?
Well, no, so Riggs actually met a guy at a golf tournament. We were all at a hotel, and the guys were at the bar, and they're like having conversation, and the guy's like, "Oh, what are you here for?" Whatever, and they said that they were flying the blimp because they go to all the golf
Yeah,
tournaments.
yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, like we kind of just take off and we go from tournament to tournament." And Riggs like, "How fast do you guy goes?" He goes like 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, just
imagine
cruising.
just slowly cruise. You know how slow that is up
When
in
you're up
the
there?
air?
Yeah.
You got to go like.
That's why you can sit over like you sit over like one arena the whole time.
And dude, they
that was
actually
another one that
film.
was bad, the Hindenburg, when that shit blew up. That was probably a bad
That's
scene.
another. Speaking of like just creepy shit, I don't know if I could ever do a hot air balloon.
I was gonna.
I don't
was
really
gonna
know.
ask
I
Glenny
don't-
next.
really don't
I
think
feel
I
like
could.
Glenny in a hot air balloon would be so hysterical.
I really don't think I could.
Just Glenny like eating apples in that basket, just being like, "I'm on a hot air."
I don't want to say. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything because it's gonna come back to me, so I'm not gonna say anything.
What? What does that mean?
I just
What's
don't
gonna
wanna say
come back to you?
Well, you can't say that and then not say
I don't
it.
want to say like how scared I am because I don't want someone to see it and then make me do it. I don't want to do it.
Make you get on
Who's
a hot air
gonna
balloon.
make you get out
Like
of it?
Dave, like Dave's the only one who
Shut
can
up.
make you do
Don't
that.
say that name about this hot
Dave
hot air
could be
balloon.
like, "Get up there, Glenny."
That's what I'm saying. I have to do it. I don't want to go on a hot air balloon.
You know what
that
would be really
very
the funniest
much
part?
scare me.
Watching Glenny like climb over the edge of the basket and like,
Yeah.
get in and
That
get
would
out.
that
It'd
would
be so funny.
I can't even. I'm gonna throw up thinking about it.
I think it's pretty common to have like a rough landing on a hot air balloon.
Yeah, probably.
I think like the basket hits hard, like the fucking thing comes over.
What
Sometimes
about
it gets
even
on
better,
fire.
Like, what if like Glenny had to like do a rope ladder to get out of it and climb? Like, what if they were like, "We can't actually land. We can only get like 30 feet above the ground, and you got to climb out."
I kind
And then it
of
starts
want
to like you start to pull it down a little bit.
to
It's, like, shaking
dangle
in the
Glenny.
wind.
I want to dangle Glenny from one of those helicopters. Remember that one lady that got rescued and she was spinning
around.
Yes.
Oh, that was the funniest thing I've
Get
ever
the
seen.
fuck out.
That was so funny. That woman was whipping, dude.
Bro, can we
that
put
was like
that
when you're
video?
at
It's
the, when
what-
you're
it's
in the on the swings as a kid and you would spin
I
it
don't know what you
around.
guys are talking about. Up to you see this.
Oh, you pulled that quick. That was great.
funniest
This is one of the
videos.
most amazing clips of all time. She starts whipping, dude. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't see this one.
She's got
Just
like a
wait for it.
Q-tip head too. She's an old lady.
Yeah, she's an old lady too. It's so bad.
This
Bro,
looks
they're like,
kinda
all
fun
right.
now.
They're like, all right. Dude.
I mean, that's like you're on a. Look at her. She's going faster than the helicopter.
Look how you go faster than Bella.
The best. It's the absolute best. Do you know that woman? That woman must have just been like, "Show me now."
There's a woman in there.
Fucking kill me. And they just were like, "That's good enough. Let's just go."
Not die from
They said no
You know
additional
what?
injuries.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say,
Nothing.
you know, she might have.
No, I was thinking like at the very least, you think that she's like, you know, her brain's mush now or something. But that is.
I'm glad she filed the claim. Good for her.
Look at that. Yeah, $2 million. Yeah.
$2 million.
Goddamn right. I mean, I feel like.
I don't know if I've ever.
I was traumatized.
Found a funnier video.
Let me just tell you guys this. If I'm post 70, right? And I clearly am in some sort of injury situation to begin with, that I'm in a fucking stretcher getting helicoptered out of somewhere, and that starts happening, just fucking cut the cord. Just cut the cord and let me go die in the desert. Just let me die. I do not want. Yo, I mean, have you guys been on like a roller coaster or anything recently?
Yeah, we went to Disney, and like the little ones.
You like that though, right? No.
I just like the theatrics of it. I don't like actual roller coasters.
So I used to be like, I loved Six Flags, Medusa, King Ka, all that shit. Now that I've taken like probably a 15, 20 year break on that shit, I go to like a little fair with my kids and I get on a little thing.
Nauseating.
And I'm like, no, like,
I
the
feel like that
teacups
happens.
fuck me up.
I feel like that happens with a lot of adults.
Yeah, I think
love
you
it,
just
love
stop.
it, and then you just.
Because I remember when we did King Richard's Fair, we went on a little back and forth. And Dave was like, ooh, I don't like this. And I was like, you fucking pussy, dude. And now I'm like his age when we did that. And I'm like, yeah, man, I can't do that shit anymore.
I had a bad experience.
I remember going on things with my parents, I feel like. When I was a kid, I'm like, go on that shit by yourself, kids. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I had like one bad experience at Six Flags like 8 years ago, and I've never been able to recover. Every single time I go on one. I don't know if it's a mental thing.
It's tough when you get a bad one.
It's also one of those things like, for what? Why do I have to do this?
I know.
I don't like it. I'm not going to enjoy it. Why?
I was on Superman one time.
I think that's the one.
That's the one where you.
Where you lay down.
Yeah.
So you're flying. Bro, I got a leg cramp during it. So you couldn't like reach down and grab, like, yo, you got to grab a cramp? I had a leg cramp on
Was it like a Charlie horse where it's really like.
Yes! And I'm on the ride flying.
Yo.
You're flying through the air and you can't grab your fucking
Can't
cramp.
imagine how
Glenny,
many times
I'm
you
sorry.
said, I got a cramp, I got a
that's
cramp.
tough,
Bro.
I got a Charlie horse.
Oh, when you're like calf is like when it's like
Yes.
when it's bubbling and
Yes.
like, and you have to stretch it out.
And you were in the fucking flying position.
And you just had to ride it out.
Like, it's not like I was on Nitro where you could at least grab your leg. No, you had to fly.
And then and then it ends and what? You're just like, get off this thing.
It was crazy.
Yo.
That and they fucking upgraded, they made Medusa Bizarro now.
Oh,
and
really?
one time
Medusa was the dopest.
And one time I got stuck on that ride, and in your ear, all it is Bizarro, Bizarro,
Oh, yeah.
Bizarro, Bizarro.
Yeah.
For like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They couldn't like turn that off?
No, they've left that on. But Medusa was one of the best.
Dude, Burt Kreischer has a story when he used to do his like travel show and he did like crazy shit like this. He was like opening up a
Burt the
thing for
Conqueror? I used to watch that when I was like 12.
Yeah. And he it got stuck. And he was like stuck, and he doesn't do well with like claustrophobia. And the person, I think it was low enough like to the ground that they could like come walk over to him. And they were like, okay, we have like the technician coming. Like it's just gonna be another like 45 minutes to an hour. And he was like, what? He was like stuck in that thing for a fucking hour? But no. That's another thing. Just kill me.
Yeah, or like
Take a
King
gun.
Ka is built so that if you don't make it over, it comes back. I'm
would
halfway up that, and then all of
And
a
it
sudden we
just
start to go
starts
back.
to
Just literally put a gun in my head.
Yep.
King Ka, though, I was a pussy growing up on roller coasters, and then once I turned maybe 13, I got into it. King Ka is fucking really fun. Did you ever go
Yeah,
to
'cause
King
it's
Ka?
fast.
I said King Ka, but I don't think I was
was
there for King. I think that was
awesome.
after my.
You see
Medusa
it-
to me was the best. That shit was smooth and like.
Or you see King Ka from like 10 exits away on the parkway, and you're like, oh,
I'm
fuck.
gonna go on that
We
thing.
should do a group trip. I haven't been to Six Flags Great Adventure in so long.
You-
It's always down, King Ka. It's like always on.
Yeah.
For good
Which
reason.
makes it even.
I think the one I did was the Batman one that just went like 200 miles an hour, and then you went up, and then you went backwards.
Yeah.
It had a corkscrew.
I'm more of a Disney guy. Get me on just like the freaking little show rides.
It's a Small World. Yeah,
and shit. Peter
yeah.
Pan flying over the fucking town.
What a pussy.
I love that shit.
All right, let's get to this fat guy.
Oh shit.
It was just, sometimes serendipity
I haven't even
hits
heard the
you.
fat guy story. So let's see
It's
what happens
just
with the
like
fat
I
guy.
sat down with Frankie. He was like, "Who's gonna be our third member?" And we're like, "Hey, Glenny's there." And then I turned to Kevin. I'm like, "What are the stories?" And there's a story about a fat guy. It's just, But this fat guy chained himself to a McDonald's to stop it from being knocked down.
You know what
which
this
is-
reminds me of? Back in my day when I was in high school.
Back in your day.
When I was in high school picking my college to go to.
Yeah.
So SUNY Albany, it's where I went before I transferred to Baruch. Went to SUNY Albany, and they used to have a huge party every St. Patrick's Day called Kegs and Eggs.
Yeah, sure.
And they canceled Kegs and Eggs, and you know who chained himself to the chain? Chained himself to the campus fountain and protested?
Fat guy.
Shoe Nice.
Yeah.
Fucking Shoe Nice protested. And I was like, that's why I'm going.
Shoe Nice?
I mean, Shoe Nice just was a local Albany man.
Yeah.
He didn't go to college. But Shoe Nice chained himself in
That's
protest.
the guy who like eat all that
Eat
crazy
like
shit.
deodorant.
Hey everybody, Shoe Nice again.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm about to take down 3 bottles of wild turkey. But it's basically the same thing. I mean, I don't know if I would be ever fat enough to fucking chain myself to McDonald's.
Well, here's what I don't understand.
You know what? I wish McDonald's would close.
So wait, this is in Russia, so like.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So I can no longer eat it.
Oh, like as a self-control.
I would love for them. I would love for all the fast foods to shut down.
I went the other day.
I hope they all shut down.
I went the other day, and I got 2 apple pies that were so perfect. They weren't nuclear hot, and they were crispy, but not too much apple, and it was just,
You know how fucking addicting this stuff is? I was going.
It's like drugs, bro.
I was going through TikTok or Twitter, and I saw some like squirrel or raccoon got like electrocuted or frozen. It was on some dude's hood of a car, just dead, and it was holding a McDonald's wrapper. And I saw that, and I went straight to Uber Eats and ordered 3 cheeseburgers, a French fry, and chicken nuggets.
I mean, it really is so good.
All I had to do was see the yellow wrapper.
Is he like chanting or anything? Like
that's a guy fighting for his life.
You know, this is like, you know, the hippies want to save the trees. They love the environment. This guy loves.
You take McDonald's away from this guy, you might as well be taking away his fucking heart.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, what would you chain yourself to?
Me?
Yeah. What food establishment?
If I had to pick one, I would chain myself.
My Hero?
To save, you know.
My Hero,
the deli.
My favorite deli. I would chain.
They close that thing on.
What about fast food?
Saturdays.
I would say fast food. My favorite fast food. I think I have McDonald's the most.
But you said you wanted to close. Is there anyone you would save?
I want all of them to close.
Okay,
if it was my choice, because I'm a person like there'd be times where I'm eating like a fucking disgusting animal, and I'm like, you know what, I gotta stop this. I'll just throw it away. And just get it out of my sight.
Sure.
Right now, if you could, a genie could come up to me and say we could close all the fast foods, I would say yes.
Yeah. Wow.
But
that feels like you're kind of like against the credo of the fats.
Oh, I hate the fats. I'm very anti-fat.
Fat on fat crime.
Yeah, I don't like the fats.
Hey, are you other fat people hearing this?
Like, I love the fats.
No, none of the fats even lifted a fucking ear on this one.
Listen, I love the fats. I'm a fellow fat.
He's just bagging on the fats here, dude.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. You hate the fats too?
It's not I hate the fats. I hate fat people who make excuses for me.
I hate fat people who make excuses
Like,
for being fat.
I love the fats, but I think we should all want the fast food places to close.
Yeah, like you want to be skinny.
We should all want to be skinny.
You don't want to be skinny.
That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like if we're gonna chain ourselves to McDonald's, I don't know about that. We should all.
Like, maybe this is a sign to get a little.
We
healthier.
should all agree.
Here comes a fat.
We should all agree to not open the.
What do you say?
Yeah. Well, this came out like they had the fitness magazine.
Oh, the whole gang's coming right now.
I mean,
of course I'm on this show.
The fact also
that. Of course I'm on this fucking show.
No shoes on is unbelievable right now.
Who?
Frank and I just went on a unit walk, and my dog.
The dogs are barking. I got you. I love it. It adds to the allure.
Yeah. So no, they had the future of fitness, and it was just this big girl on a magazine, this digital magazine. Like, that is people fat shame. That's fat shaming because I'm ashamed to be fat when I see that. I really am, because that's like people see fat people and they think, oh, they think that. No, we don't. We know we're fat. We know we have problems. We're trying to overcome it.
Yeah.
But we're not making excuses and like, fat's not healthy. Fat's not fit.
Right.
No, none of that.
That is bullshit when they try to make it seem like every body size is healthy or beautiful. It's like, well, no, you know.
That's all.
Listen, I could, you know, we all could be
Doug said
healthier.
it well.
Frankie's fucking fat.
I know I'm a fat, but
Frankie's fatter, like proportionally speaking, than you are. You know what I mean? Like
no.
No, I mean like you're skinny. How can I say
He
this?
wears it better. I'm starting to get to the point where it's disgusting. This fucking guy.
The moon face. I mean, when
that guy's
saw,
mean.
Yeah,
Ken Jack is
that's
fucking
bullying. What Ken Jack does to you is bullying.
Dude.
Like, if you ever shoot this office up and kill him, I'd be like, he deserves it. The picture of you from lowering the bar where you're like this, but he photoshopped it. But then when you see the original, he didn't Photoshop it that much.
No, it's mean.
It's pretty close. It's bad. That moon face of yours is the fattest thing in the office.
Like what you were saying, it's meaner to call Frankie fat than it is to call Glenny fat.
Yes.
Like you call Glenny fat, you're just like.
I mean, you know, you're a bigger guy. Frankie is like he once was skinny and now he's fucking gross.
You know, I've done that to my friends though, like jokingly, that are pretty in shape.
Yeah.
And they get annoyed that I say it, and they like have gotten in way better shape.
Yeah.
It was like cutting weight right now.
I hate to say it, but you know what motivates is fat shaming.
Oh yeah.
Like the only time I really don't ever like diet or anything. I'm just letting myself go till I die, I think. But the only time I ever really like lost some weight and cut like 15 pounds was when I got like Barstool people started, like fans started like, you're getting fat. And I was like, okay, I need this. Like I need to get shamed into it.
I'm like 6 years into that, so I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But I'm well aware that being fat's not healthy and you gotta lose weight.
Yeah.
I ate fucking cold cuts today. Just the cold cuts was disgusting.
That's good for you. No carbs.
I gotta get hot for the summer.
How you doing for Lent this year?
I gotta get hot for the summer. I'm doing okay.
What did you give up?
I haven't decided yet.
Well, it's like 20 days in.
No, it's not. It's like 10 days in. I usually just give up every liquid that's not water or alcohol. I've been doing that.
What are we gossiping about over here?
See, this is what I mean,
That was
dude.
quick work, bro. That was.
What the fuck is this? Man? Come on, bro.
Oh my God! That's the funniest
dude.
one. That's the funnious one because you look like an entirely different person.
Dad.
That's amazing. You look like a different human.
You look like a bar owner of like a very Long Island towny Irish
You
bar.
look like an Irish guy.
You didn't touch the belly, did you?
No, that's just
You
natural.
look like Dennis
Just all
O'Connell.
you.
That's you, baby. What's crazy is the face matches the body.
I know.
It's like an obituary.
with some sort of witty thing being like,
What's
like,
scary
like
is that's
Frankie
a-
Borelli,
that's a
he never met a
possibility,
cake he didn't like or some shit like that. You know?
That's a possibility, dude.
Definitely. That's Ghost of Christmas Future, bro.
Look at that guy.
Look at that gullet. That's Joe West right there. That thing is amazing. Like that's fatter than anything on Glenny's body, and that's in your future, man.
Fuck, dude.
You were gonna say that saying something, I could tell.
All right, that's the rundown.